I couldn't agree more. Oh, this is Maisie. This puppy saved my life. Oh, okay. And I just nearly killed her, so why not? So if you didn't see my last video, which is perfectly fine if you didn't, this is kind of my intro to who I am and why I'm here. So who I am is Robb Gorman. I am a 47-year-old cisgendered, homosexual, queer identifying, him, he, his, pronouning, broken, fucked up motherfucker. Pretty much, in a nutshell. 2020 took my best friend. My best friend, my biggest champion, my witness, my guardrails. That was my mother. It took our puppy, not this one. This one is the replacement for that one. And COVID, alongside 2021, took my business. So it's left me in not the best place. And I'll tell you my larger story. But the purposes of this one is to give you sort of a snapshot of where my brain is in terms of where I'm starting out from. So what my baseline was before 2020 and 2021. In the realm of mental health, I've been diagnosed, I'll do it sort of in chronological order, because it's sort of a mounting, it's mutable. It shifts, it changes. So I was diagnosed at age 6 with ADD. I didn't know that. One of my cats is beating up my other cat. So at age 6, I was diagnosed with ADD. And then again, apparently at 12, I was diagnosed as ADHD and obese, which is a wonderful diagnosis to be given at such a tender age. Age 16, major depressive disorder. At age 32, bipolar 2, a drug addict, new at that time. Then at 42, I got not bipolar. So sorry about that. We were just kidding. It had been a misdiagnosis. And instead, they replaced that with a different BPD, borderline personality disorder, and untreated ADHD that had mutated into the adult iteration, coping skills, relapsed drug addict. Age 47, quiet borderline personality disorder, which is what made it so hard to isolate. Because quiet borderline personality disorder sort of hides in the shadows because there's nothing really outward facing really to give it away. So I'm learning. And now we also have complicated grief. Adult ADHD, but treated. Post-traumatic stress disorder. And an addict in recovery. So, all in, there are 36 letters in my alphabet soup.
Motherfucking letters in my alphabet. B, B, D, A, D, H, D, M, D, D, P, T, S, D, C, G, L, G, B, T, Q, Q, I, B, 2, S, A, 2, A, I, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. There are 36 motherfucking letters in my alphabet.
If I missed anything, does it really matter? It's nice to finally meet you. What's your name? What's your damage? Apparently they're having a hell of a time next door. Maisie doesn't like noise. Anyway, so that's who the fuck I am. It's who I am, but it's not who I am. I don't know who I am. Really? And why am I here? Well, I'm an affable guy. I've got a keen, easy, dry kind of dark sense of humor. I'm empathetic. I'm sympathetic. I'm critical. I'm forgiving. I'm petty. I'm pedantic. And slipshod. I am not perfect. One of the most flawed people you will ever meet. I have made an oath to myself and to you. I will never lie. I don't know that I've ever not lied in my life. At one point or another. To one person or another. Mostly myself, I think. But I will never lie here. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you. If I don't know the question, I'll ask you. If I don't want to share something, I won't. I'm about to reinvent the overshare. I have a well-constructed and highly fortified outward-facing mask that has been molded and refined by the years that I've survived. I've been broken by the last really 5 years, but I stood no chance against 20 and 21. There's a lot of great media surrounding mental health and the destigmatization of mental health. There are campaigns and whole days and months. Fuck, there's probably even a year, but I think I might have missed it. If there hasn't been one, give it a minute. But it's not working yet. It's not working. Not yet. Organizations are making money, but we're not feeling that help yet. We're not heeding that help yet. Now my room is filling with the stench of pot. I won't be here that much longer. In this apartment, I mean. Maisie, can you stop? Boo-boo, what are you doing? We get let down by the ones who love us the most. And we do the same. Believe me. I know. We get lost in the reorganization of those same organizations that will profit off the cracks in our minds and the cracks that we slip through in the guise of help and a little research. Some brilliant doctors of the psyche should never see clients, and some mental health professionals do more for us than do doctors. I imagine my story is longer than some of you have been alive. You're the ones I hope to be of service to. If you're older, well, I'm told you're apparently never too older. And it's never too late to be your own best advocate. But you also need to know when you need a lifeline. If you don't have one, in a pinch, they're out there, at the end of a phone line or at your local ER. I've had 2 lifelines. One I still have. One has died. And I've still had to use all of the in a pinch hitters before. My current active support system consists of my closest remaining friend, my mom's best friend, my psychiatrist, and my GP or family doctor. I also have an orthopedic surgeon, a pain doctor, and a hematologist, but I haven't seen any of them in almost 2 years and have only spoken to my hematologist once for what is now my annual checkup. I'm not mad about that. But that's not enough. I need at least one more mental health professional. My psychiatrist and I have been putting out fires for the 3 years we've been seeing each other. Once a week, or once every 2 weeks, or sometimes once every 3 weeks. I'm on a lot of dolls. That's pills. Look it up. It takes a laboratory and a pharmacy to give you this well-adjusted human you see before you. It takes a laboratory and a pharmacy to bring you this rational, shell-shocked human form. All this is to say that that mask of mine has been shattered, eviscerated, obliterated. And I'm here because I know I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one who is at the veritable end of their rope and may also need some convincing that it's all worth it in the end. I'm here to convince and to be convinced. To offer evidence and hopefully receive it. I'll tell you my stories, my Robblums, hashtag Robblums, and you can take from them what you want. Join in if you like. I'm open to a collective. Yes, bam. We need a collective. I find the other C word, community, to be. I welcome comments that are both constructive and well constructed. So I'm generally the type that would say, if y'all don't have anything nice to say, come sit by me. Again, look it up. But here, play and say nice, or I'll come sit by you. So if you're out there and open to a collective of convincible souls, a collective of convincible souls, CCS. It's not a bad acronym. Collective of convincible souls. Collective of psychologically colorful souls. Then we could dub it that. Hey, if you've got a better moniker, throw in your name. I'm just saying. Knowing what you know so far, does the class have any questions, comments, or concerns? We're going to do a deep dive into my experiences of alphabet soup. The realizations and the fear and fighting and reluctance and partial acceptance. You're terrifying. Partial acceptance and questions and fear. We are all so nicely and neatly ensconced in our corners of our worlds. Unless we all start being more truly supportive and or understanding, none of us will survive. And in the interim, those who win will keep winning until there's no one left. Think more. Do better. I don't know if I have a story to tell. I always have a story to tell, but I killed my mother. Not in a murdery kind of way, though. She was struggling at the end. Never having been around somebody who was actively dying, I didn't know that death could be so active. And her two biggest fears were of losing her mind and drowning. The end was about 4 weeks start to finish. And it started with her mind going, and that's when they realized that the cancer had spread to her brain. So it started to rob her of that, and she was aware and afraid. But brave and strong, but incredibly fragile. The last few nights, one of the last nights, I think it was 3 nights before she died, she got up and fell out of bed and cracked her head. There was blood everywhere. She had a white iron bed and her hand went up on the footboard of the bed and it was just this smear of blood. And then I had to get into bed with her and hold her in bed so that I would wake up if she moved. That was so surreal. I'd give anything to have another night in with her. Anyway, it was pretty clear on the day that she died that it wasn't far away. And around 4 o'clock, that's when everybody kind of scattered and they set her up with a pain pump. And it was like a hospital in here, like just the amount of meds and tubes, and she wasn't connected to a lot. She was just connected to the pain pump. But there were still supplies everywhere. And for those of you who know me, I sort of organized everything. It was like a nurse's station. It was just set up, ready to go at a moment's notice. But before they left, she had started to ooze this thick, white, I guess it's mucus. I don't, to this day, I don't even really know. I think it's mucus. I didn't deep dive into what the fluids were. I probably should, but not tonight. And I said to the nurse and the sort of her helper who came in to gave her a bed bath, and because it became too much for me after she was in the hospital for a good week and then came home and was dead within the week because there was nothing else that they could do. And I tried, but the nurses and the doctors were very much like, no, there is help to be had, so we'll get you help. And while there was help, it wasn't ideal, but that's not the point of this, because it was amazing. But there was a mix-up or a confusion, and apparently there is a medication that they give people who are actively dying that helps to dry up that stuff. And she didn't get it. So for 2 hours, I watched her drowning. They all left and said, oh, it'll stop. It didn't stop. It just got worse. And then it was coming out of her nose and her mouth, and she couldn't breathe. But she wasn't here. But she wasn't gone. And it just wouldn't stop. And even that, there wasn't even sort of apnea had sort of started, but not. I'll tell you how I know about apnea at another time, and it has nothing to do with snoring. But this was unbearable. Unbearable. Cruel. And beyond unusual. And I was trying to give her more morphine, but the pump won't let you. And I went and I looked through my nurse's station to see what the hell was actually there. And there was morphine. And I'd been giving her shots of stuff, and she had a little port-like thing. Subcutaneous, nothing, no gastro tubes or anything like that. And after 2 and a bit hours of this going on, and the choking and the seizures and I loaded up a syringe and I ported morphine in, and then there was one final flow of goo. And I was screaming, "Yes, Queen, go!" And she did. I was so proud of her. Yeah. I was proud of her. But then there was a part of me that was I killed my mother. I know I didn't really kill her, but even she would have said that was a mercy fuck, like, just for sure. For sure it was a mercy fuck. But I see that over and over again. It's better now than it was. But we're talking like within the last couple of months, because they brought the big guns out for me. And the dolls have really helped. It's not the long-term fix, but it's part of it. I should say it's not the only long-term fix, but anyway. That I'm so grateful that I was there. I would not have had it any other way. She wanted to be here at home. And nobody told us or me about what it... People kept saying, "Are you sure about that? Are you sure you want to do that? You know, it's a lot." But nobody actually said, shit can go sideways. So just remember that. Shit can go sideways. It's really a sort of a metaphor for life. Shit can go sideways. Anyway. That was... Now the crazies are on the street, as opposed to the crazies in the apartment. Anyway. I was very grateful that I was there with her. She wouldn't have wanted it any other way. I know she didn't want it any other way. What am I saying? She wouldn't have. I knew that. It was explicit orders, goddammit. but I didn't understand. I did not understand how cataclysmically life-changing that moment would be. And the earthquakes that it caused and the aftershocks. And I am not the same person. At the moment, I would say that I don't think that that's for the better. But I also have a strange feeling that maybe on some level it will be. And I can only justify that thought because of everything that came before it. There's a lot to unravel. And I guess my hope is that by me unraveling some of it, it might help others unravel it a little sooner than I did, or the people around me did, or the professionals around me did. Even though I don't think it was ever, well, we'll get into that. With one 10-year exception. And nothing was done intentionally. That is a story for another day. But it's within the 5-year window. Don't worry, I'm not going like month by month. But the problems are thick, and they are real. They are not just imagined. But I'm glad you're here. He says, speaking to no one. But I believe that you're there. And I hope I can help. I do hope to be of help. So that's today's story time. If you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions or thoughts or musings, if you want to share anything, remember, play and say nice. I won't hesitate to cut a bitch. I'll make them more lighthearted if I can. I think I can, because this was easily the worst day of my life. It was a pretty shitty week and a not great month. Anyway, I look forward to unraveling your ball of twine and my own ball of twine. Stay safe. Think more. And do better.
Morning like the sunset drags across my eyes. Just a few short hours ago, I woke up to a midnight sky. Rested and refreshed, the night was new and so was I. Out into the night I shut my eyes and soul. I know if you were here now, the brilliant day would show you more. But you're out stealing morning, so I can't be sure, never sure. I never give up, you say, but I know there is more than one way to make that true. And so I won't give up on you, my love. Someday you'll be back, and days will be too. Someday you'll be back, and I'll be waiting here for you. And the sun will shine, and I'll be ready to greet you with a smile again, my long lost friend. Morning like the sunset drags across my eyes. Just a few short hours ago, I woke up to midnight sky. Rested and refreshed, the night was new, and so was I. So